I was just sitting here, just like, just relaxing, doing like the, usual thing. I just had the most nostalgic trip I think I've had in recent years. So obviously being a gamer currently, I played video games for a long time. You guys know I played video games for a long time, and I'm not playing block. I'll tell you that right fucking now. Don't put me back in that. Are you It's a different lobby! Fine, I'll play block. Just fine. Need map variety anyway, I guess. Can't do a montage without at least having one pipeline or block clip. But there's no way all three of those guys are level 1. Holy shit, wait. I might be able to hit a quad head on these guys. All they have to do is just stand there. Quad headshot feeds are actually pretty common on this map anyway. It's probably the most common map for quad heads, actually. Any more quad heads, so... I mean... it wasn't the most entertaining, but yeah, woohoo! This map is so dumb. What the wait, hold on. Whoa, wait. What are you doing? There's nothing back here. Yeah, so anyway, I was on Twitter just doing the usual thing, right? Now, Twitter has a lot of those, like, Twitters that always show a whole bunch of, like, old nostalgic things, like, old video games and, like, old TV shows and all, like, old cartoons and all sorts of stuff like that. Like, every single time I see a Drake and Josh reference, I have to like it. I have to. Like, that TV show was my childhood. At Rugrats and shit. And it got me thinking about all of the really old games that I played, okay? And I mean really old games, okay? Like, let me see the date for this. Holy shit, no way it's that old. So it made me think of these old games, okay? And I tried to think of, like, the games that, like, impacted me the most, next to, like, obviously just playing Call of Duty and Tony Hawk and just all sorts of shit like that. And those games and, like, Halo and all that. We're gonna go back even further. Does anybody at all, okay, well, actually, but it actually might be kind of difficult and a lot of people might not be able to relate to this game, but, because I'm not exactly sure of my average subscriber's, age. I'm gonna assume it's, like, 16, 15, maybe. It could surprise me, it could be older. But does anybody at all remember Simpsons Hit and fucking Run? Simpsons Hit and Run. Why did I have so much fun on that game? I played that game for hours and hours and hours on end. But ultimately, gained nothing except actually just have fun playing it. Like now, okay, there's no way that I could play a single player game without like having like a really deep story and just other qualities in the game that just obviously Simpsons Hit and Run did not have. Simpsons Hit and Run, the story basically non-existent. No one really cared, at least from what I remember. No one really cared about beating the game either. You literally just spawn in and you just drive around this small little map just fucking shit up just for hours. This is like the kiddie version of GTA. Without shooting hookers in a back alley and all the blood and gore and shit, you would just spawn into the game in your pink car and you just start killing everybody. Just school buses. I could play that game for hours and hours on end. Now when I'm playing Call of Duty, for hours and hours on end, it's for a goal, ultimately just to like hit clips and stuff like that. Is it fun when I'm hitting clips? When I'm not? No. I would say actually like 60% of the time I'm not actually having fun. At least not on the same, level of fun that I could be. Not like Simpsons brought to me. Not like that. What was another game that was just like Destroy All Humans? The first Destroy All Humans that came out, that came out at like a much later date, but like the sandbox games where you just like drive around and doing the same old stupid shit over and over and over again. The thing is, you do the same shit over and over again, but these games have infinite possibilities. Like the things that you can come up with to have fun with are just like so infinite, and if you just have an imagination, it's just ridiculous. There were a lot of cheat codes for Simpsons Hit and Run. There was like this one car in Simpsons Hit and Run, like this giant rocket car. There's like this small little tube with like a rocket strapped to the back of it. I mean, it just basically looked like a spaceship. It was like all silver, and then like the fire and shit that was coming out of the back was like all blue and everything. It just looked cool as hell. I was like 10 years old, okay? It looked cool. Now the game looks completely fucking stupid, you know what I mean? But I mean, I get it, nothing is pointless as long as you're having fun with it. That's the reason to, be playing video games mainly. As a person that's always been trying to do something with video games, it's just kind of difficult unless I have a goal set. Now, obviously, I can play single player games and stuff, like when I played Dark Souls a lot, and, I mean, I gave up as soon as I ran into the dancer at Boral Valley. But honestly, if I found a way to, I would make a single video on it, crying my eyes out at how fucking terrible it actually was, but it was just so perfect. I mean, even now, looking back on it, when Call of Duty just, like, as a whole, just completely stops, and something else just, like, completely takes over, like, 20 years from now or some shit, or just, like, the normal first-person shooter that we're looking at now, 10 years from now, these are gonna be pathetic in comparison. But we're gonna know we had a lot of fun on it. It's actually crazy to think about it like this, is that Simpsons Hit and Run game other people never experienced ever, and I think those games are, like, super nostalgic. Back on PlayStation 1, Sega, GameCube. Oh man, my Sega Genesis. Can I fucking help you, dipshit?
Yo, Jeff, you're adopted, bro.
I actually am. God, fucking LMGs, man. I swear. Yo, Fatal Virus, literally the worst player I've ever seen. I'm sorry, you are absolutely terrible. Like, you genuinely are just about the worst I've ever seen. I feel like I could put my grandma on this fucking setup right here, right now, and she'd push your shit in. She knows how to work an iPhone. I'm assuming she could play better than your pussy. You are a camping little fucking pussy. People are gonna look back on, like, this Call of Duty, like, even games that came out in 2015, and these games are gonna be considered nostalgic to them in their 20s. That is just so crazy to me. It's not crazy in the sense of, like, I don't think about other people existing or living their lives. It's just, crazy isn't the right word. It's just very strange. Whenever I would play Simpsons with, I think it was, like, aggressive cars, where, like, the cars wouldn't even, like, bother to stop. They would drive, like, fucking 100 miles an hour and shit. They would purposely try to hit you and everything. I think it was called, like, Angry Drivers or something like that. Whenever my character got hit by a car, he would just go flying, which was very often. Basically, I just turned it into an advanced ping-pong ragdoll game. Most fun I've ever had, just having my character just die. It was so simple back then. Now I need video games that need to look like fucking movies, gameplay mechanics that are 10 times more complicated, and it's still not as enjoyable. I guess it's just being human, though. You get used to things, you start expecting more, and it's just, yeah, we're greedy creatures. I was always, like, super into those really, sandboxy games that are, like, really similar to GTA, I guess. Like, I played a shit ton of, Prototype, if anybody remembers Prototype. I didn't play the second one because I didn't really hear that many good things about it. But I just played Prototype for hours on end. That's obviously not as old, but I would just play Prototype for hours on end, just fully upgraded everything, and just sprint around and just fuck shit up, just pick up random vehicles. And, oh shit, what was that one game? Was it the Hulk Ultimate Destruction? Some shit like that? Holy shit! Like, these games were next level. They were like my favorite games. What else did I play? I played the first Saints Row, and Saints Row 2 was the best. Everything after that, I didn't really give a shit about it. And then, like, the whole series itself kind of, like, died off or whatever. They added a bunch of really weird shit, and I mean, that's kind of what Saints Row was. It was an even more arcadey GTA that was just kind of really goofy. I had so much fun on Saints Row 2, you don't understand. I would turn on low gravity with aggressive drivers where they would just, like, gravitate towards you and just smash the shit out of you. Low gravity, the drivers are trying to kill you, and they drive extremely recklessly. So I would launch my character, like, off this ramp out of a vehicle onto a highway only filled with semi-trucks that were going over 100 miles an hour just so I could get sandwiched between them just to see where my character would fly on the map. I thought Ragdoll was, like, the funniest thing. What was the other game I played? I played a lot of Flat Out. Basically anything with Ragdoll where my character could just go flying and just get up afterwards was just my favorite. I loved Ragdoll games. It was the most stupid, most ridiculous thing, even to this day. I think Ragdoll deaths in video games are the best thing that you could add. That's why Halo was great. Isn't it Infinite Warfare? Infinite Warfare has a lot of Ragdoll now. You get a bunch of soldiers that die in really funny positions. And I mean, it happens from time to time on Call of Duty, but it has, like, those animated deaths, and then, like, you've already hit the ground by the time your character goes, like, Ragdoll-y. That shit was just, it's too fucking fun, man. Like, Ragdoll is the best thing. I've made a video talking about Ragdoll before, how it's basically the best feature in all of gaming. Even though it's actually a pretty lazy thing, not have, like, you know, animated deaths. It was kind of like the lazy route, just, you know, just add Ragdoll and just however they die, they die. I understand it's kind of like less work as, like, coding goes or whatever, but it's still just, Ragdoll's the best. No, don't do that to me. Don't you ever try that again in your life. You understand me? Wait. Oh. It's like, wait a minute, there's not a wall there. Also, people have asked if the whole exclusion zone being off of my guns is actually making a difference. I don't know which clip and how many clips could actually be attributed to me taking exclusion zone off. That's the thing. I can't tell if I'm just hitting these clips because, you know, it's an easy lobby, or I'm just doing well my shots on, or it's that people can't see me, you know, across the map, or it's obviously just a combination of things. Like, here, hold on. Let's put on the... Okay, so it's taken a while for these guys to actually shoot me, so let's put the exclusion zone on right now and see how it goes. That guy shot me a little bit faster than he would have, I feel like. But then again, no, he just black scoped me. Never mind. I'm gonna try to quick scope every single shot. That's one thing I didn't miss. They didn't pick up my gun every single time. Now, I honestly, I really can't prove that there's any difference at all, but just for some reason, I feel like I'm more successful without it. I don't know. I might just be bullshit. Okay, yep, we're leaving this lobby, though. I'll tell you that right now, because Exclusion Zone had nothing to do with that guy. If you give me a sandbox game where there's ragdoll and shit, and my character can have, like, infinite HP or whatever and not die from just getting thrown across the map, I just, GG, I'll have fun with it for hours. I don't know, let me know down in the comment section what you guys played a whole bunch, or even what you're playing right now that you're just having a stupid amount of fun with for whatever reason. I know it sounds weird to ask people what games they're actually having fun playing at the moment, which is, it sounds weird, but I promise you a lot of people play games that they hate every day for hours. I look like I hate Call of Duty. It's not that I hate it, it's just that it's definitely not the most fun game I've ever played in my life. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and yeah, it's been Jeff, guys. Later.